Hi, I'm Pam Fox. Thanks for watching. All right, so we are wrapping up the January 30 Days of Decluttering over on the Up Your Game Facebook page. If you want to check out the Up Your Game Facebook page, I will link it in the description box below here on YouTube. For those of you that have been joining this month, I think it's been a lot of fun. I'm glad that you came along, and I personally am really enjoying living in a clean and decluttered house, and we're keeping it clean, and it's been pretty easy, and I'm just really happy about it. So, and I know a lot of you have expressed that you really enjoyed the challenge as well and enjoying your clean house. So for those of you that are going to continue this challenge into February and the following months, that's great. Go for it. Just want to wrap up really quick with a takeaway for myself personally over this challenge. So a long time ago, I heard someone say that if you live in a house and you've got running water, some clothes in your closet, food in your cupboard, maybe a car in the driveway, you live among the wealthiest population on this planet. And I know a lot of us don't really think of ourselves necessarily as wealthy because we're not stinking rich, but you may well be among the wealthiest population on this planet. When you compare yourself to the millions of people on this planet who don't have those things, who don't have running water in their home, and so forth. And so the takeaway for me was to take care of what I have. And I know I've talked about this before, but I think it's so important because when we take care of what we have, we're in a state of gratitude, aren't we? We're thankful for what we have, and instead of abusing and neglecting our belongings, we take care of them. And that's a lot easier to do when you downsize and declutter, because then you know what you've got, you can see what you've got, it's just easier to take care of what you've got. But how can we expect to, have better things or to have more things or to take our lives to the next level into, prosperity and wealth if we can't even take care of what we've already got? Why do I deserve to have better things if I can't even take care of the things I've got? How many people do you know that are quite wealthy and they don't really take care of what they've got and they're not thankful for what they've got? So do you want to be that person? And so it starts by being thankful for what you have and taking care of what you've got. I think that's really key. So I'm going to wrap this up and we're going to move on to the February challenge. February's challenge, I already announced in the last video, will be on the Circle of Life in the category of creativity. And so again, this Circle of Life is simply wellness broken up into 12 categories. And one of them is creativity. And I was thinking about this, and I was thinking about, because out of all the categories, I kind of felt like that was the one that I didn't really understand why it was on the chart. And so I spent some time thinking about it, and I've come to the conclusion that it's definitely should be on this chart and that it's very important. It's just one of those things that we don't really think about as a practice in our life or something that we, consistently practice or try to improve. But I'm going to tell you why we should in a minute. But creativity is... it's something we think about as people either having or they don't have. That person's just really creative and I'm not that creative. Which is true. Some people they're just born creative thinkers. They're innovative. They are, rebellious. They think outside of the box. They're creative. And then the rest of us kind of have to struggle with that and work a little bit harder. Some people are creative for a living. Others may use a little bit of creativity in their workplace, maybe none at all. So, it's going to be different for everybody, but we can practice and improve our creative skills. And why is that important? Well, depending on where you're at, if you stop and think about this, for me, I stopped to think about all the times in my life where I tried to think of examples where I have been creative. And it turns out that those times in my life where I've been very creative, maybe it was a project or whatever, were some of the happiest, most fulfilling times of my life where I was being creative. So there is an importance attached to creativity in terms of our own, obviously the way we feel and then also just in our effectiveness in what we do. Leadership skills. One of the most important leadership skills a person can have is creativity. Whether that's in your home, your family and raising your kids. Obviously, being creative with your kids comes in really handy. If you work for a corporation or at work or whatever, if you're a school teacher, you know, you find yourself having the need to be creative quite often, coming up with solutions, creativity, and so forth. So for my fellow classmates here at the on the Up Your Game Facebook page who are at the Institute for Integrative Nutrition, most of you are going to be starting a new career. And so creativity is going to be a very important component of that. Getting new clients, you know, starting your practice, branding yourself, marketing yourself. There was a day where you could just put your name in the yellow pages and you were good to go, but today is different. There's so much competition out there, and you know, marketing and branding are a part of that. And if you're not creative, you know, you're not going to do as well as you could do if you really have a strong creative presence. And so I'm going to go ahead and move on and announce February's challenge. In the creativity category, the February 30-day challenge will be a picture a day. 30 days, a picture a day. Okay? So, you know, some of you might really get into this and post a picture every single day, and that's great. Thank you. That's awesome. And then others might not do it at all. Some of you might just do a couple of pictures. That's fine. You know, do what you can. I know you're busy people and you've got busy lives. I understand. But if you want to practice and improve your creativity, this is a way to do it. I've never tried this before, so, you know, we'll just see what happens. We'll see what happens at the end of the month and what we learn and how we feel in terms of our creative strength. So a picture a day. What I'm going to do is I've already started coming up with these categories. I've got several here. I'm going to pick 28 of my favorite, and I will pin that to the top of the Up Your Game Facebook page, so it's right up at the top. And when my internet's back up, hopefully today or tomorrow, I'll be able to do that. But I'll pin that at the top, and there'll be a category for each day. So your picture will be associated with that category. Okay, so the first category, and I'm trying to keep these categories to one word, so you can take that word and really just go with it and be creative. The first category is me. So most of us are going to post a selfie, obviously. But with this challenge, obviously, it's not just about pictures. It's about creativity. So take a moment, you know, before you go out with your camera, center yourself like you should before you do anything. Focus yourself. Breathe. Take a deep breath. Let it all out. Be still. Focus yourself. Let your creative juices and energies flow so that you can be in the right mind state to be creative for this challenge. And so consider the category, go out, take your picture. And when we take a picture, what are we trying to do? We're trying to capture something beautiful, right? Something that tells a story, something that is, you know, exciting, entertaining, funny, something. We don't just, you know, click, hopefully. Usually we try to capture something interesting or beautiful. So if you want to put a caption on there, that's fine. If you want it to tell a story, that's fine. If you want it to, you know, intrigue the viewer or make the viewer question, you know, what your motives were, that's fine. Be creative. Be creative. That's the only rule. Just be creative. Keep it tasteful. That's a good rule too. But be creative. So that's it. I think that's it. Am I forgetting anything? I think that's it. So have fun with this, guys. Have fun, and we'll meet back here in a month and we'll share what we learned. Hopefully something. But yeah, have fun with this. And again, I will post the 28 categories. I will pin it at the top of the Up Your Game Facebook page. Okay, I think that's it. Thank you so much for watching.